Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Indy, and, well, Indiora. You can call me Indy if you want. Really doesn't matter to me. Anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry, just not having my, recycling bin is, like, not having it empty is bugging me. Anyway, uh, the reason I am making this video, and the reason I will be making all of my videos in the future, is I recently came upon something called programming. And now so I very much enjoy programming, right? And it's really fun. And one of the best things I find about programming is the fact that you can make your lasting impression on the world. Uh, Again, so we're still in that phase where having someone who can code really well is quite a rare thing to see. Now, I do believe in the future that's going to change, and the reason that that is going to change is because we have people wanting to learn about these things, wanting to try it out. And that's why I'm here. I'm still learning too, but I want to share my experiences with you. And yeah, the more I learn, the more I'd want to teach you. And I can help you, you help me, I help you type of thing, you know? The way you would help me is liking, comment, subscribing, feeding that algorithm there. And yeah, it would help my content reach wider audiences who hopefully have the same interest that I do with coding. Now, there's a couple things you would want to set up here. First up, you would want an IDE. Now, an IDE is a integrated development environment, and basically that is what you're going to be using essentially for your programming, no matter what language you're in, unless you're using like Visual Basic Script in a notepad file. Like if I were to just make a text document here and then rename it to, like, say, test.vbs, right? Then you open the properties, you have a Visual Basic Script file, right? And then if you were to open that, you could put your program here. Essentially, you put your lines of code here. And what an IDE does is, yeah, I'm just going to root that, do that. So basically, what your IDE is going to do is it is going to help you with your programming. It's going to help make sure your syntax is correct, and it is a very powerful tool for people who would enjoy programming. Now, sorry about the yawn. It's 1:40 a.m. I'm tired, but I can't sleep, and so I decided I might as well just make the video. Anyway, the command line. The command line is going to be one of your best friends as a programmer. Now, what the command line can do is a lot of things, actually. Some things not very helpful, other things very helpful. Like, say you have your color, right? Say you just put color G3, G2 anyway. So since I knew that wasn't an actual color, it brings up a list. And now if you were to use that list, then you could change the look of your command prompt, right? So you have color, and then say you want the hacker aesthetic, if you would go with 0a. And there you go. Then you would have your command prompt basically, and then you have message hello world, right? That opens up a message box that says hello world. Now, instead of using the actual command prompt, there is something I would recommend here. As I open it, it's called Windows Terminal. It is by the Microsoft Corporation. I already have it installed, of course. Just hit launch. So I'll close that. Now, basically what it is a all-in-one program, right? And Microsoft has said they are planning on moving over to this type of style. So say we have tabs here, right? And you can open multiple different tabs here. So we have a PowerShell open, we have a command prompt open, we can open an Azure Cloud Shell if we really want. Know what I mean? So, and then if you have other things like Linux installations from the Microsoft Store, you can open them there too. And it is a all-in-one terminal, really. And then depending on which coding language you're going to be using, which programming language, will determine which IDE you want. Like say, right here I have 4 IDEs on my computer. I have Visual Studio Code, Atom, PyCharm, and Visual Studio 2019, right? Now Visual Studio 2019, it is really good. So all of the IDEs I have are free. Visual Studio 19, probably my favorite currently. However, that's also because I'm in like programming classes and we're working with GUIs and stuff. But it is extremely helpful with that. And there's a lot of different modules that you can... There's a lot of different modules that you can install into it, really. Visual Studio Code, same with Visual Studio. There's a lot of modules you can install. It's really good. Definitely another one of my favorites right there. Now, the difference between Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio Code, it is less RAM hungry. And then with Visual Studio 2019, you could work with graphical interfaces with the Forms apps and that. I don't think you can do that in Visual Studio Code. However, I'm not sure. I haven't really played around with Visual Studio Code that much. They have something like PyCharm, right? That only works with Python. And you would not be able to use any other coding language really with PyCharm. Like you could use RenPy, Discord.py, all that stuff. That's all good. You can't use like anything with Python in it. You could potentially run in PyCharm. Other than that, you just can't. Now, Atom is an interesting one. Atom is for more advanced users, and it is known as the quote-unquote hackable IDE. So it strives to be completely 100% customizable, and I find that aspect really interesting. I haven't played around with it that much yet, however, I will be looking into that. And now, so I will have quite a few tutorials, explanations, all that stuff. And depending on which programming language you're going to want to use, will again depend on which, that will tell you which IDE you're going to want to get. Now, right here, I have Python, Node.js, and the .NET framework, right? Now, Python, you will need to download this separately. I don't know of a IDE that comes built in with Python. It is open source, however, though, so don't worry. You can get that. You can get all of these completely for free. Now, to have PyCharm actually run and to have the ability to actually program in Python, you will need to download Python from python.org. Node.js, you don't need Node.js to program in JavaScript. However, it is more for server-side things, and if you want to run, say, a Discord bot coded in JavaScript, you would need Node.js for that. Now, .NET Framework is interesting. You can use that for a lot of different programming languages. However, that is one that does come built in with an IDE, and that IDE is Visual Studio 2019. So I will be showing you really all three of them, and I might show you guys more later on, maybe C#, something like that, right? And so, really, my first batch of videos, it's going to be for, let's say, a beginner level programming language, which would be Visual Basic. Now, Visual Basic, there is a lot of things that you can do with it, right? It's not exactly the most powerful, but it's not exactly weak either, right? Now, Python is really good for beginners and such, and it will definitely benefit people who are more experienced in programming. However, I was brought up really on Visual Basic. I was taught Visual Basic as my first programming language, and so I'm just gonna stick to tradition, teach you guys some Visual Basic first, and then probably move on to Python, JavaScript, C# later on, all that stuff. Now, a lot of the videos I'm going to be putting out completely educational. I will be explaining things as I'm doing the programming, as I'm showing you guys how everything works. However, I do plan on having either Pastebins or mega.nz, some file hosting site, help me with this. So I will just be showing you guys finished products and all that. So that is pretty much all I had to tell you for this video. Pretty sure I covered all the bases for that. Yeah, no, I'm definitely pretty sure I covered all the bases for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be showing you more things later on. I just have to record some of those videos. I'll be putting them out pretty soon. So, again, thank you guys for watching, and that is Indy out.